where you expect age and sophistication and blah, 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 blah.
Hello, welcome back to Bourbon Theory. I'm Bill.
And I'm Josh.
And today we are doing a review that we have been waiting for quite a while to do. Waiting for quite a while to get this bottle.
Yeah, I genuinely did not think we were going to find this bottle. Because to the best of my knowledge, where we bought this in Tennessee at B&B Package, shout out Jessica, shout out Mark, love you guys, it wasn't distributed.
Yeah, we had no idea.
Yeah.
And we walked in, saw it, picked it up immediately.
That one we're like, you're coming home with me.
Yes. So, and this is the farm strength uncut.
So, 120.62 proof. We are at 66.6% dent corn, 10% winter wheat, 11.4% winter rye, and 12% two-row barley, which is malted on site at the distillery/farm.
And you were saying that they do all of this on their own farm. And this is in Nevada.
Everything they do is seed to soil to growth to harvest to glass to distillery to glass. The sustainability thing, they use their grain in their distilling process. They dry that used grain once it's done, and that becomes cattle feed, goat feed, whatever animals they have on their farm. It becomes feed. I mean, they're 100% self-sustaining.
Yeah, which most distilleries do now anyway, but in this case, it's their own animals.
Yep, it's their farm.
It's all one contained
It's their own ranch.
Yes.
And they're doing it all 100% in Fallon, Nevada. Now, I have heard
we've heard great things about them.
The one prevalent note that I've heard about the flavor of the bourbon is that it's grain forward. And that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's their very own grain. It's grain to glass. We've also heard the same thing about Redwood Empire, and we've really enjoyed the stuff that we've had from them. So let's clink before we forget.
To me, I do get a French oak nose off this.
For me, it's more of a combination of the rye and barley smell that's coming through, because the wheat is the lowest percentage, not by much, but just the lowest. It's that wheat funk is there, but really muted.
Yeah, there is. That's just what hits me. That's what blooms in my mind.
Thing. For me, this is a really nice blend. It smells more like a rye whiskey than anything to me. Taste. You go for it. The corn sweetness on the palate, on the nose, is there. It's almost a secondary note compared to what I'm picking up as far as barley, wheat, and rye go. I'm really looking forward to taking the sip, and I'm glad you were finished swallowing it. You can start talking so I can start sipping.
And you should be looking forward. So this is all over the palate. It's front of the palate. It's mid with the spice. So front with the sweetness, mid with the spice, back with the tannins. It's the thing is though, I'm having trouble picking out particular notes. Definitely get a baking spice, get a pepper, get maybe a bit of nutmeg, actually a smoky paprika. There in the mid palate. It's a little bit easier to pick up on that. Maybe honey on the front. Probably honey on the front.
It's spice forward.
Yes, definitely spice forward. There is a sweet note, on the front. There's an oakiness that comes in on the back. An oak tannin that comes in there. They don't tell you what the age is. And again, this is Nevada's, and kind of like Still Austin is down in Austin, Texas. They are able to age these for shorter periods of time,
twice as fast,
and get that true bourbon note that we look for out of Kentucky that takes longer.
Yeah, and I will say that Texas bourbons have we've had Garrison Brothers, you've had Balcones. There's a very distinctive flavor that comes through on those.
We have not had Still Austin.
We have not. very much would like a bottle of that. Really surprised we did not find that while we were hunting. Would kill for a bottle of their musician cast strength.
Maybe not kill, but
okay. I would be very excited to find a bottle of the musician cast strength bourbon they have, and their blue and red corn offerings as well. This does not have that funk that comes with it.
Right.
This is just this is a bourbon that says bourbon is made from grain. Here are the grains.
And this is grain forward, without a doubt. This is grain forward.
And
but it's not overwhelmingly.
A lot of people use grain forward as a negative note.
Because it's not negative. There's a sweetness here. There's a spice. It's an all around, all over the palate, type of thing. It's not really viscous. It is a bit thin on the glass. It drops quickly and very much the same all the way around. So it's got a very, very interesting nose. I still get that French, in my mind, I get that French oak nose off of it. It's not on the palate though.
For me, it's just a combination of the rye, wheat, and barley grains. It's a really, really, really heavy grain forward, which when you hear that from a Kentucky bourbon, where you expect age and sophistication and blah, 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 that's a negative. This is, I would put the age on this maximum 4 years old.
Yeah.
And it's got a nice color to it.
It just doesn't have the viscosity of an older
exactly.
bourbon.
Exactly. The viscosity is a little thin on it, which is not a negative. It doesn't take away from the flavor that you get on this. This is a very pleasant, a very nice tasting experience. It's just different than what you normally pick up.
Yeah.
And that does not make it bad. I enjoy this a lot, actually. It does kind of remind me of the Redwood Empire, just a little bit. The only thing at the Redwood Empire, the corn sweetness is what really came through on this. This is a really balanced offering.
Yeah, it is. It's very balanced.
All four of the grains, and I'm really looking forward to my second sip here.
I have to say, this is something that I get more after I added the drop of water. I get more sharpness on it.
Yeah,
from the spice. This is not something I would reach for as an everyday pour. It's not even close to something I would reach for as an everyday pour. But I am more of a bourbon purist.
You are?
Than Josh is, for sure.
Yeah.
And
I'm more open to trying different and new things.
So this is something that would probably sit on my shelf, and I would try it every couple of months. I'd reach for it. It's not something that I would say is completely in my wheelhouse for me to go for on an ongoing basis. For me,
I think we're going to be a whole letter grade apart on this.
For me, it's an interesting bourbon. It's a very interesting pour.
Can I guess your grade before you say it? C plus?
C. Just solid, just a basic C.
Okay. I'm B plus B territory for me. I'm going to lean B just because it doesn't have the sophistication as far as a vanilla caramel brown sugar deeper sweetness that comes through on an older bourbon, an older Kentucky style bourbon. But this has a lot of potential.
And this is one that, again, you got to sit with this one for a while.
Yes.
This is not a 10-minute video that you sit here with it and you go through it. But this is more like a 30-minute video, and you guys don't want to sit and watch that. For me to try to really work through all of the complexities that are here with this, to try to get through it. This is one that I'd have to have 5 or 6 pours at least from this before I could get through it all.
Mm-hmm. I really enjoy it. It's certainly a different bourbon experience than I think most distillers are going for. I think most distillers are saying, hey, here's a finished product that is both spicy and sweet with a little bit of something that maybe you don't get from everything else. This is more of a, hey, we grew these grains. We're really proud of that. We really want to show off the flavor of the grain in our bourbon. Here it is at farm strength, which is cast strength, barrel proof, all of that jazz. Here's everything that the grain to glass has to offer. This is what we grew. This is what we distilled. This is what we bottled. This is what we sold.
Right.
This is everything that we wanted this to be as far as
us.
Grain to glass. Yes, this is.
And
this
it's a family. And in this case, this is a family.
Yes, it is.
Without a doubt, this is a family.
And I enjoy this.
And I respect them for it, without a doubt. Mm-hmm. And I respect what they're doing. And again, I'd probably have to pour down to this first notch in the bottle to be able to truly appreciate this. And I can't give you that in a 10-minute video.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's so much nuance to this. I think it's a good bourbon. It's just not in my wheelhouse, and my wheelhouse is not spinning at the same level as this is right now. It is very grain forward, and that's not a bad thing. It's a wake up for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm going to have to try it again. And maybe I try this as an early pour in the evening instead of the 14th pour that I've had, for the evening. So that's another thing that you got to factor into what we're doing.
I really do enjoy this. It's definitely outside of the normal bourbon you're going to pick up. And that's something you have to understand going in. I would say that if you're like, I'm really interested in the process of how bourbon becomes a bourbon, this is the bottle to buy.
Yes. And I don't remember the cost on this. It's not on there yet. I haven't tagged any of these bottles.
I don't know either.
70-ish, I want to say.
In that range, probably 70, 80. In the range, definitely not over 100.
No.
Reasonable for 120.62 proof.
Oh yes.
For a 4 grain, for a grain to glass, for a small distiller product, fair price.
Yes.
I really like this as much as what it is right now, but as much as going forward what it could be.
Yes.
Say for just reference's sake, if this is 2 years old and it tastes like a 4-year-old, like we're saying, that double age process with that extra heat that comes through and stuff like that, in 5 years, if this tastes like a 10-year, that's going to be way more up your alley.
Yeah. And I'd like to revisit this same bottle again in maybe February.
Yeah.
We're in November right now. I'd like to revisit this in maybe February and just see where I could spend some time with it. Mm-hmm. And maybe my third pour of the evening or second pour of the evening.
Yeah.
Give me a warm up and then let me move to this one to see where I'm at with it at that point.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with my B.
And I stick with my C.
Yeah.
So.
Well, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet.
What up?
What up?
What up?
What's up with that, guys? Like, for real. For real. Seriously, guys, we enjoy doing this as much as it is just for the two of us. Mm-hmm. But it wouldn't quite be the same if we weren't sharing it with all of you.
Right.
And we believe that our opinions are pretty set.
Are the most important in the damn world. That's what we think. Well, mine anyway.
I'm getting there, in his opinion, probably. But I think you're getting two sides of the same coin with the both of us. And I think you really find yourself getting to a nice sweet spot with our opinions on bourbon.
Yeah.
So I think if we both agree on something, we give the same rating. In my opinion, I think that's like, hey, whoa, that's something we should be thinking about buying. And if it's in between, you can kind of watch our videos and kind of pick up on, okay, Bill likes this, that, this, and this, and Josh likes this, that, this, and that. He leans this, he leans that. I tend to agree more with Bill, or I tend to agree more with Josh.
Right.
What bottles are they saying is good? What bottles are they saying are bad?
Right.
You know,
try some of the things we talk about and see where you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Because honestly, a lot of videos we've done should be like liquor store staples.
Yes.
You know, so this should be cheaper things that you can pick up easily.
And we need to do some more of those, and we are doing some more of those.
We do.
So
yeah. So guys, thanks for being with us.
Yes, and like great bourbon, our videos get better with time.
And as always, take care of yourselves.